Welcome to this JCT4 screencast on the Excel Digital Planning Tool. This screencast will outline how to use the Excel Planner. A similar screencast for the Word Planning Tool can be found by scanning the QR code on screen. Both planners follow the same planning process and prompt questions. This is a suggested approach to the planning process and that other approaches can be taken. Important to note that this document was developed in response to teacher feedback received in the course of CPD 2019-2020 workshops. Some additional features of the Excel version are better functionality, such as automatically identifying the action verb or verbs, compiles units of learning all in the one file, optional features such as the Index tab, Class Details tab and Learning Outcomes Engagement tab, can be used as an analysis tool which displays engagement across the learning outcomes.
Here is an overview of the Excel Digital Planner sheet tabs. For illustration purposes, the Graphics Excel Digital Planner is shown throughout this video. The Excel Digital Planners for Applied Technology, Engineering, Graphics and Wood Technology have similar functionality but may differ slightly in appearance. At the bottom of the screen there are several sheet tabs that allow access to other sheets within the planner. Each tab can be accessed by clicking on these tabs. At the top of the document, and for your convenience, some of the more frequently used sheets can be accessed by clicking on the hyperlinked text at the top of each sheet. Let's have a closer look at some of the more frequently used sheets. The Class Details sheet. In the Class Details sheet, details of the class group can be filled into the spaces provided as follows. School name, teacher name, or names depending on the number of teachers teaching the group over 3 years. The start year of junior cycle for the class group. The end year of junior cycle or year of final assessment for the class group. And the class group code or name. Optional space is available for any additional notes the teacher may wish to add. Some of the details on this sheet will pre-populate into other sheets or will be available in drop-down menus throughout the planner. These can be seen later in the video. The index sheet. The index sheet provides the teacher with an overview or list of all units of learning plans for the class group. Note that the top of the sheet will pre-populate from the details filled into the class details sheet described earlier. This sheet will automatically populate a full list of units of learning as they are filled in on other sheets by the teacher. As this is an automatic feature, the teacher does not have to fill in any details into the index sheet. The list generated will have hyperlinks that will provide quick access to each unit of learning sheet completed by the teacher. The Planning Tool Rationale and Aim sheet. This sheet provides the teacher with the planning tool developed by JCT4, containing the learning outcomes and the action verbs for the subject. The sheet also includes the rationale and aim for the subject. The Learning Outcomes Engagement sheet. This sheet provides the teacher with an overview of student engagement with the learning outcomes in each academic year and across the 3 years of junior cycle. This sheet will automatically populate as units of learning sheets are filled in by the teacher. This feature will be explained later in the video. The instructions sheet. This sheet provides useful instructions on some useful functions within Excel. Note, the purpose of this sheet is to highlight the main functionality of the document. This page will also be linked to this screencast. The first feature we will look at is wrap text. Look at the cells shown for illustration purposes. By default, all cells have wrap text selected. Occasionally, wrap text will need to be selected to keep text within a single cell as demonstrated now. Wrap text is shown at reference 1. The next feature is auto-fit row height. This is used to extend the row height automatically to contain the text in the cell. Usually, row height can be adjusted manually by adjusting the row header as shown now. Selecting Auto-Fit Row Height will automatically adjust row height to the text within a cell. Auto-Fit Row Height is seen at reference 2. Next is how to get a carriage return in a cell. Sometimes you might want to have some text move or return to a line below within the same cell. To do this, you have to press Alt-Enter and then type a new line of text as shown now. Another useful area within the Home tab is the alignment features as seen in reference 3. To rename a page, you can right-click on it and select Rename. Or you can also double-click and rename it accordingly. To unhide a sheet, you can right-click over one of the pages and select Unhide. This will bring out the next unit page. Pages can be hidden this way too by selecting Hide. All these instructions can be found in the introduction to the Excel Planner handout. Unit of Learning Planner Sheets. Note, it is important to complete the class details sheet before filling a Unit of Learning Planner sheet. The masthead at the top of the sheet contains cells that pre-populate from the class details sheet. These are the class group and the school name. The teacher teaching the unit of learning can be selected from the drop-down menu here. The year group can be selected from the drop-down menu here. This is an important feature for tracking learning outcomes engagement. The commencement date and duration of the unit of learning can be filled in manually here and here. The title for the unit of learning can be edited by renaming the Sheet tab as described in the instructions sheet. To include a unit of learning in the index page, select Yes in the cell above. The unit of learning will now appear in the index sheet here. The list of titles that will populate on the left will provide hyperlinks for quick access to your unit of learning plans. Document Overview. These sheets are pre-formatted unit of learning sheets or pages within the Excel document. There is a number of these sheets or pages which you can unhide when required as you plan further units of learning. The planning process is similar to that seen on the Graphics CPD workshops 2018-2019 and 2019-2020. The prompt questions help to scaffold the planning process which goes from left to right. The green section is your student context. Who do you have? What have they done? Where do you want them to go? The blue section looks at what will they learn, identifying the key learning within the learning outcomes with the action verbs in mind. The orange section looks at how will I know they are learning? How could they experience this learning? And what ongoing assessment will be used? The purple section looks at how they will experience the learning. What resources, methodologies, and structure the unit of learning will take. To the right of the plan, there is an area to insert pictures to act as visual cues and a reflection section to record teacher reflections on the unit of learning. The unit of learning being outlined is a unit of learning from a graphics webinar which aired on the 1st of April 2020 with a first year graphics class. More information on the unit can be found by watching this webinar. The next section of the video will show a sped up version of the plan and will highlight additional features of the planner and two important aspects of working with the planner. One additional feature is that when you select learning outcomes, the action verb will automatically populate and the learning outcomes change colour to match the colour of the associated strand. Within the key learning, the carriage return needs to be used to fill this section. To carriage return, you press Alt and Enter buttons on your keyboard to drop to the next line within the cell. An example of this is shown on screen. The remaining sections of the plan can be filled in the same manner using carriage return, autofit height, or manually adjusting height of cells, and also adjustment of alignment of text if necessary. To insert images, go to the Insert tab and select Illustrations. You then select the files you want to bring in and move them to where you want. You can also copy and paste images from other documents. The final section is the reflection section, which can be typed into during the planning process. Found at the bottom of each unit of learning sheet page is a notes area where useful notes or hyperlinks to websites, images and files, etc. can be entered.
The main additional feature of this planner in comparison to the Word version is the ability to track your general engagement with learning outcomes. You can keep track of your engagement both in the index page as shown or the Learning Outcomes Engagement tab shown on screen now. This tab has the potential to be used as an analysis tool for teachers to identify engagement across learning outcomes over the course of the 3 years of junior cycle. Shown on screen is the year counter for first year and the overall counter. Flexibility is inbuilt into the document. When you select another year from the top of the unit plan, the overall counter stays the same, but the year counter changes to reflect the specified year group. To show how the document may be used over time by a teacher, we have an example from an associate graphics teacher showcasing their engagement with the graphics specification over the course of the 2019-2020 academic year. Thanks to this teacher for making this example available for the screencast. The index page outlines the number of units completed by the teacher throughout first year. Interestingly, this teacher completed Tinkercad and SOLIDWORKS as well as Compass constructions through remote learning. When we move to the Learning Outcomes Engagement tab, we can see a colour variation and distribution across the learning outcomes for first year. The more times a learning outcome was engaged with, the darker variation of green is present. This does not suggest that the learning outcomes are complete, but gives a visual representation of engagement across the specification. This data can be used to give a broad view of the areas which have been engaged with and also could highlight potential areas that need engagement going forward. Another feature of flexibility within the document is the ability to move tabs at the bottom as shown. I am going to move Research and Presentation tab to the very start. This change is then reflected in the Index tab. This is reflective of the organic nature of planning with student needs at the centre. Important to note, this tool should not be viewed as additional work to the planning process, but as a method of reflection to identify areas within the learning outcomes which have been well developed and highlight areas that may need further engagement. This brings us to the end of this screencast. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to join the mailing list and follow us on Twitter @JCT4Ed for any updates.